Pete, these changes start Sunday, and people who take TriMet often have mixed feelings about what's happening, especially people who will no longer be able to take the Green Line into and around downtown Portland. For people stepping on and off the Max in downtown Portland, it's hard to miss all the signs telling them they might have to make some changes to their commute.
Could be even longer.
Starting Sunday, many riders will see new routes, schedules, and bus line names. The agency is making changes to 34 lines. That includes cutting 2 bus lines with low ridership and shortening the Max Green Line. That line will only run between the Clackamas Town Center and Gateway Transit Center, forcing riders to transfer to another Max line or bus if they want to get downtown. How did you feel when you heard about the cuts?
Really mad.
Kat Moore rides the Green Line to work every day.
Ever since I've lived here in Portland, I live downtown. You know, it's like the parking's really horrible, so it's like I just ride the Max or the bus.
TriMet estimates shortening the Green Line will add about 15 minutes to commutes.
I think that one change is actually a pretty good one. I mean, it's just one transfer.
Kaylin O'Shea disagrees and says it's an inconvenience that may be hard for some riders.
Carrying things, hauling any sort of luggage, all that kind of stuff makes it so much more difficult.
TriMet is dealing with a $224 million budget deficit and says the changes are necessary to reduce spending and help close the gap. While O'Shea says he understands why it's happening, he still wishes things could be different.
It's still one of those things that I think is a necessary service that should be made, have accommodations made for.
TriMet says there are several reasons for that budget deficit, including fewer riders and rising costs. The agency says people can prepare for the upcoming changes by planning their trip online in advance. Reporting from downtown Portland, Abby Davis, Fox 12 Oregon.